Okay, so where you can find your MaidCentral campaigns is if you go to company, on the drop down campaigns, and then there are what are called email automation campaigns. So structurally, there are 4 types of campaigns that MaidCentral supports. There are internal leads versus external leads. An internal lead would be a lead that you put in, and a lead is basically somebody you don't have an address for and have not created a quote. So let's say you are on Thumbtack and you get a lead from Thumbtack, and you want to automate some follow-up for them. You could create an internal lead, or somebody calls you, leaves a message, but you don't have enough detail to give them a quote yet. That's what a lead is for an internal lead. An external lead is a lead that came in off your website using MaidCentral's lead form. Now, if you're using MaidCentral's quoting tool, a lead is also somebody that started a quote but did not go past the page where their address is saved. So you don't have their pricing, you don't know where their home address is yet. For an external quote, a lead is created that way. So there are lead office versus lead website. And then quote office is where you quote somebody internally, you save that quote, and you don't have to send them anything, but you have basically created a quote in your office and then a quote on your website. And the reason that they're all separated is you may treat them differently in the way that you market to them based on how they interacted with your company during the quoting process. Does that sound reasonable to everybody, that you would perhaps have different ways that you would communicate with them based on how they've contacted you? So for example, I look at mine, and just so you understand is when they fill out a lead, the very first thing that happens is automatic anyway. You don't have to have a campaign set up for this anyway. Any leads that somebody, like if they fill out a lead, either from your phone or from your website, MaidCentral will send them an email that says, "Thank you for giving your information. We'll be following up with you." There is a 5-minute timer on that before it goes out. Okay, so that 5-minute timer is a newer thing. It's fairly new, and the reason for that is if they become a quote or you book them on a sale, you don't want them to get that first lead email right away, right? So if they go through the next step on your website and get a quote, they won't get that lead email. It'll basically take them out of that first automated email from the system. Okay, so that understanding that there is a delay on the lead email, but there is an automatic email that goes out.
Can you change that delay? Change it
no,
from 5 to 10?
That delay is set. It's a system setting. It cannot be changed.
Okay.
So that is because what you have is you have templates in MaidCentral. These are pre-built automations that are going out, and on a lead in MaidCentral, this is the external quote. Let me see. Let me find the lead, new lead contact. So this lead, new lead comes in. This email is automatically sent out from the system, and you can edit it and make it look how you want it to look. But you can't change the timer of this. This is a system-wide automation. Okay. Now, after that, though, you can have 3 different things that you can build in MaidCentral. You can create either a ticket, which is what I have here, where it's waiting 0 seconds, first attempt to call. And so what it's doing here is it's creating a reminder or a ticket to contact this lead via text or call. So I don't automate the first text message. We do it like this. What's limited about this is that the timers are fairly rudimentary. So all of the timers are based on the last action. So the next thing is it'll tell us to call a day later. So if this lead comes on a Saturday, both of these tickets will be open on Monday morning. Unfortunately, there's not a better delay system. It's pretty rudimentary to start with, so that you understand that the delays are fairly rudimentary. One other thing to understand is the text messages only go out during business hours, but they will go out during 7 days a week. So under your company general settings, the business hours that you've set, it will allow text messages to go out from like 8 to 5 or 8 to 6 based on your company settings. But those automated text messages in these campaigns will go out 7 days a week. Just so you understand some basic fundamentals of these things. You can build these out as long as you want to and have them go out for as long as you like. And then as a general rule, you do need to write the templates ahead of time. So like if I were to create a new action here, I would give it a name. I could put an email timer on it, but I already have to have this template in existence to choose from to add. I can't just add it on the fly. So in your templates, you would need to create the templates in advance that you want for your email automation or text message automation and give it a name, put it in the campaign automated sequence so that it's available in your dropdown. Pick whether it's an email or a text message and pre-build those messages that you want to send. And so you kind of have to kind of map this out a little bit ahead of time. I'll show you one other campaign that I have that actually has some text messaging in it because they might have, see, an office quote here. So we've given them a quote already, and we want to basically follow up with them and continue the communication. Is we're going to wait a day after we gave them that first quote, and then we'll create a ticket and then call them. We're going to wait 2 more days and then send them an automated text message. And, you know, just something simple, checking in on your cleaning quote. Did you have any questions? Happy to help. I have all of mine basically set very simple like this. And the timers, again, are just based on the last action from when the last action occurred. Building them is fairly straightforward, but you do have to work within the logic that we already have. So this is, again, you can track the activity that's gone out for all of your campaigns as well. And then you can see upcoming activity here. These are emails that are due to go out. They're scheduled on future dates. So you can kind of track what's happened versus what's upcoming as well. So every campaign has some additional tracking. And you can see that I've made 351 revisions to this. So I'm always tweaking mine. So there is I probably change mine like once or twice a week. I'm always just making a quick revision. When you're done making changes to your campaign, just make sure you hit publish, and that will be the saved campaign. The only difference would be if you are using this, your dashboard, and I can't go here because I'm using live data, but your sales dashboard might be set up a little bit differently than what you're used to. Just remember that if you have it set to like automatically communicate with somebody on the first, like if you say, I'm going to send them an automated text message, it will never go into the new leads in MaidCentral because that new leads is people that need to be contacted on the sales dashboard. And if your first touch is to automatically text message them, well, they've already been contacted at that point. There's nothing more to do basically until the next action kind of comes forward. So this is kind of
can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Why do you make the revisions so often?
I see other people's copy. I see ideas that work. And I've been on the platform for since 2018 for 4 years. So that's about once a week that I'm basically coming in. Now it's more than that. Basically, it's like once or twice a week I'm coming in and I'm seeing like, okay, maybe if I just change this copy a little bit. One big thing that I did recently was in all of my templates for these, and this is something you can do with MaidCentral. If I look at my automated templates, is I removed a lot of the formatting in my templates. So you can use this idea of a plain email wrapper which means when I preview this, it doesn't have a logo. It doesn't have anything else. All I'm doing in here is just having a very simple email from my wife, who is my business partner, the face of my business, much better looking person than I am. She can, and plus maybe, people relate to a woman in this role differently. I don't know. But people do see her as the face of my business. And so that's always the way it's been. So have your face of your business, basically contacting them in your emails. And that's what we've done in our case, is we just have a very simple, signature at the end. So it feels very genuine. It doesn't feel like it came from an automated system, even though it is. You can remove the wrapper from that and send them out as kind of a more plain email for your marketing things. So probably a lot of the revisions were that I just did those one at a time. Like, okay, I have this email, I'm going to change this, or I tweaked this word. And, there's always improvement to be made, but a lot of mine were just to simplify them, make them look more personable over time. Does that make sense?